Thank you, Boavida, for joining this interview. We would like to know what disasters has Mozambique recently been affected by?
Just to say, early this year, on 24th of January, we have been hit by tropical cyclone Anna, which is bring a lot of damage, and some people were died. So this is the latest event.
And before that, you had many more tropical cyclone, or?
Last year we had the Eloise in the central country, and of course in in 2019 we had the biggest event. I can say the event we didn't see in the last 50 years. It was Idai. Until now, we're still recovering from this impact.
And is it mainly wind damage, or is it also a lot of rain, or what is the damage causing?
Normally, when we have the cyclone, for example, Idai, in terms of speed, it was 200 kilometers per hour. So when the winds, happen, normally we have a lot of rain. So there is a damage from the wind and the damage, from the raining. And of course, we have floods.
And do you have any droughts that recently have happened?
Yes, our country is very huge. So some regions, some provinces, we normally had some floods because we have a coastal line around almost 2,000 kilometers of coastal line. So in this coastal line, it's very easy to be eaten by cyclone and some floods. And in the center country, we have drought. Some places it's not raining, so it's normally to have drought. Every year we have drought. For example, right now in the south region, we have drought in some provinces.
And do you feel like the disasters have increased over the last decade? Or you think they have more or less remained the same because you have a long experience, so you can compare?
Now we have more disasters, and these disasters have a huge impact. So which means they are more intensive and bring a lot of damage. So I think this is because of the climate change. As I said, we have a very huge coastal line. So that's why we have been affected by cyclones and by floods. We have some rivers, for example, we have Zambezi River. It's one big river inside our country. So that's why we have been affected by cyclone and floods. We are near, as you know, we are near Madagascar. Madagascar, it's a kind of barrier just protecting Mozambique. But as long as the cyclone passes through Madagascar and comes to Mozambique Channel, of course, it can easily hit our country. Even now, we are expecting 1 or 2 cyclones are coming next week.
And if you compare, like, let's say 10 years ago, how often did you have a cyclone? And now, this year, is it like double, or is it how many more cyclones are there now than before?
No, it's almost a double, and with a very strong speed in terms of wind and a lot of rain. So it's a little bit different than another years.
So climate change definitely plays a role in all of that.
Of course, yes.
And given the changing climate, what measures has Mozambique Red Cross taken to be better prepared for these disasters? Because in the past, probably you only did response and relief, but now you also want to be better prepared and also try to limit the impact. What measures are you taking?
Okay, in terms of Mozambique Red Cross, every year we are updating our contingency plan. And our contingency plan is aligned with the government contingency plan. Normally, we also pre-positioning the stocks in terms of non-food items in the strategic warehouses along the country, because we have 3 regions, one in the south, another one in the central region, and in the north. So we are every year we replenish these stocks to be prepared. Also, in our contingency plan, we have in terms of human resource, in terms of logistics. I'm talking about transport, etc., etc. Just to be clear, we have in our country around 6,000 volunteers prepared and trained in several areas. Because when it comes to emergency, we have to take in account, we have to supposed to have the DRR or disaster management or emergency team. We call the disaster emergency team. We have in this disaster emergency team, for example, we have around 20 people trained in the water and research rescue. And we have people, volunteers, trained, for example, in water and sanitation. I have some volunteers trained in health. And just to come, recently we have, we call it that project, focus-based financing. We prepared there the early action protocol, just to act before the disaster strikes. So we have this whole mechanism to be prepared.
And the local branches and volunteers, do they do any evacuation drills or exercise with the community?
Of course, yes. During the training, for example, during the training, DRR training, we do normally the exercise simulations. How to evacuate. They know the community must know the evacuation routes. So we do this normally when we are in the normal season, just to be prepared.
Can you explain a little bit about the DRR training? What does it entail? What does it compose of?
DRR training, we are talking about the evacuation routes, mapping, for example, mapping in terms of region to know where the risks and where the security places. It's very important when we do the DRR training. And we also, we are giving them what we call the readiness kit with some tools.
What is in the kit?
We have megaphones, we have some ropes, we have some protection material for them. Sometimes we provide some boats. It depends on the region. For example, this year we bought 10 boats, and we distribute them within the country. And during the Anna tropical cyclone Anna, we use this boat to rescue the people.
Do you think this better preparedness and DRR has already saved life of people?
Yes, if you are better prepared, of course, we can save their life. But this is not good enough. We need more. We need more, and we need more trainings. We need more equipments, and we need to reach the more communities. Because when it comes to, if you can check our contingency plan, Mozambique Red Cross normally can assist only 10% of affected people because of our capacity. So that means we need more, just to reach more people.
And what are you doing with Belgian Red Cross, or what are they supporting you in?
Yes, Belgian Red Cross is supporting us in terms of emergency response, pre-positioning stocks. They are supporting us also in water and sanitation and health.
And are they engaged in climate change program or not necessarily?
They are also engaged within the DRR projects.
Thank you so much for the interview.